Oh, finally, live. Awesome. So, guys, what's up? Welcome to this session. And this is the official Namaste, everybody. Welcome to Thinking Bridges live session. And today we are going to do a mock interview. All right. And सभी ने मुझे हाल चाल बताए हैं कैसे हैं आप सभी लोग कृपया अपने हाल चाल जो है बताते चलिए because that really helps me to understand how's the जोश guys, how's the जोश. चलो बहुत ही बढ़िया. इमरान तुम्हें कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन आ रहे हैं फॉर क्लियरिंग योर टेस्ट असेसमेंट ऑनलाइन असेसमेंट. या you're actually lucky Imran, so good job and अच्छा किया आपने जो ज्वाइन करा. We'll definitely get started. So how many people do we have for mock interview? We have Imran, then we'll start the session. So okay, let me do one thing. आपको चैट में ना एक लिंक आया होगा. एवरीबडी प्लीज क्लिक ऑन दैट लिंक. थोड़ा सा ऑडियंस को समझ लेते हैं. लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द ऑडियंस अ बिट. एंड YouTube is live too. Hey YouTube, what's up? How is our YouTube audience doing? Hello. हाँ जी, प्लीज मुझे बताइए. अपना हैंड रेज कर सकते हैं whosoever is interested, right? मॉक इंटरव्यू के लिए कौन कौन इंटरेस्टेड हैं? चलिए मैं अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर करती हूँ एंड लेट्स जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड यू ऑल अ बिट. मुझे भी थोड़ा सा पता चलेगा कि क्या स्टेटस है हमारी ऑडियंस का. सो लाइव इंटरव्यू ट्रेनिंग, वी आर गोइंग टू डू मॉक इंटरव्यूज टुडे सेशन में. एंड राइट, so please answer this question guys. Visit this link that I just sent you in the chat and मैं फिर से सेंड कर देती हूँ. Qualified CAs, awesome. We have qualified CAs as well. We have CA aspirants. Others, अच्छा others वाले जो हैं थोड़ा सा अपना background बताइएगा. That will really help me to understand कि आप कौन से background से हैं. And I'm believing शायद CA, CS, CMA profession से होंगे. Right? We have commerce graduates as well. No ACCA aspirants today. Come on, we need ACCA aspirants as well. क्या बात है? I request everybody to please visit the link. मतलब 50% participation as usual. कभी तो इस नंबर को, इस 50 को आगे बढ़ाओ. 50 से 70, 80, 100% पार्टिसिपेशन जिस दिन होगा ना, मतलब उस दिन तो मेरा हो जाएगा इस दुनिया से कि क्या बात है, सबने पार्टिसिपेट किया. Not able to click on the link not working. लिंक इज वर्किंग. मैं क्या करती हूँ, मैं ना कोड दे देती हूँ. तो menti.com पे जाना और कोड जो है सामने स्क्रीन पे भी दिख रहा होगा आपको. द कोड इज 40548375. तो ये कोड जो है आप इसको menti.com पे जाइए अपने फोन में या फिर अपने डेस्कटॉप पे, वहां पे जाइए और ये वाला कोड जो है टाइप कर दीजिए. आपका हो जाएगा लॉग इन. राइट, इज एवरीबडी एबल टू एक्सेस इट नाउ? लिंक चल रहा है? प्लीज लेट मी नो इन द चैट. हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं अपनी कहानी को. सो वी हैव क्वालिफाइड CAs, वी हैव ACCA aspirants, no ACCA aspirants, we have CA aspirants today, we have people from other professions as well, CMA, ICMI. क्या बात है तनिष्क, right? And we have commerce graduates as well. क्या बात है, बहुत बढ़िया. चलो, on that note, let's move forward. Who is preparing for interview? आप में से कितनी जनता एक्चुअली में इंटरव्यू के लिए अभी प्रिपेयर कर रही है या फिर अपकमिंग जो है इंटरव्यू है सब किस किस का? प्लीज लेट मी नो. जरा रिप्लाई करिए. प्लीज गो टू द लिंक. ओके, सोम और इमरान. ओके, अभी काफी 75%, 80% ऑडियंस जो है प्रिपेयर कर रही है. सी इट्स गोइंग लेस एंड लेस. वेटिंग फॉर रिजल्ट्स, ये तो हो चुका है. दिस इज फॉर बेसिकली कॉमर्स ग्रेजुएट्स. सुमित, आप प्लीज लिंक पे विजिट करके वोट करो, वहां पे ज्यादा मजा आएगा आप सभी को. because that way we can see live interaction happening and we will be able to understand. आपको भी समझ आएगा कि किस तरीके के लोगों ने live session join करा है. So you will also be able to understand the diversity of the group that you're going to participate in. Correct? Right. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. A few more questions for you all. Please join in. Right. आर्टिकलशिप अगर हो चुकी है तो कहां से करी थी? आर्टिकलशिप अगर हो चुकी है तो कहां से करी थी? अभी नहीं हुई है तो आप इस क्वेश्चन को ना रिप्लाई करें, पर जिनकी हो गई है, कंप्लीट हो गई या फिर चल रही है, ओके. सो वी हैव स्मॉल फर्म, मिड साइज फर्म, टॉप 10 फर्म, बिग 4. क्या बात है, चलो बहुत बढ़िया. सी है तुम्हारे पास 3-4 ही थे. Where did you? Okay, I'm in the process of giving interviews. I've already been interviewed twice at EY. क्या बात है. प्रतीक अभी सारी चीजें डिस्कस करते हैं. We'll discuss. Let's just complete this. So, guys, one more important update for you all. Thinking Bridge recruitment drive is also on. Daily basis पे people, we are putting out vacancies in different companies, top 10, top 20, right? So please do sign up for that as well and apply for the vacancies that you are interested in. ठीक है, take it as a practice only कि चलो practice हो जाएगी इंटरव्यू की, right? And but do apply because आपको नहीं पता कब कहाँ पे कौन सी अपॉर्चुनिटी आपको बेस्ट सूट कर जाए. करेक्ट. सो रिक्रूटमेंट ड्राइव है. अपना प्लेसमेंट फॉर्म फिल करिए सबसे पहले. तो प्लेसमेंट फॉर्म फिल करने के बाद we'll have your entire details, so that will help us in forwarding your candidature to the right company. And then definitely जिस भी कंपनी में वैकेंसी निकल रहा है, you're interested, ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग, ऑडिट, जिस भी प्रोफाइल में आपको जाना है उस पर्टिकुलर वैकेंसी के लिए आप अप्लाई कर दीजिए. सो दिस वाज अबाउट थिंकिंग ब्रिजेस रिक्रूटमेंट ड्राइव. करेक्ट. So we'll talk about this later, but right now I want to know कौन इंटरव्यू देने में आज इंटरेस्टेड है. प्लीज रेज योर हैंड. That way I will know कि कितने वॉलंटियर्स जो हैं. You can raise your hand. We have Imran, we have Som, and we have Devyansh. Okay, we have Shubham. All right. So we have lots and lots of people. So सबसे पहले आकर इमरान ने वॉलंटियर करा था, तो हम अभी शुरुआत करेंगे इमरान के इंटरव्यू के साथ. करेक्ट. So guys, let's start with Imran's interview. Imran, are you ready? Imran? Are you nervous? पूरी ऑनलाइन जो है, आप पूरी जनता के सामने इंटरव्यू देने वाले हैं. Are you slightly nervous or not nervous at all? Hi. Can CPA students also apply? Yeah, definitely. Shubhendra, you can apply. Good evening, Itishri, Shubhendra. Good evening, Sukriti. How to join for mock? Gurmeet, you can sign up on Thinking Bridge. वहां पर जाके live events and career guidance में जाना और live चल रहा होगा उस सेशन को ज्वाइन कर लीजिए. फटाफट आ जाइए गुरमीत, हम वेट कर रहे हैं आपका सेशन में. ठीक है. So we are going to start with Imran. Are you ready? Imran, कहाँ चले गए तुम? चलो, let's unmute Imran and I'm going to pin his right. All right.
Hello, ma'am.
Imran, can you hear me?
हाँ, ma'am.
आपका ऑडियो मुझे नहीं आ रहा है. I have unmuted you.
Hello.
Try again.
Hello.
एक बार अपना जो ईयरफोन्स है उनको मतलब शायद मुझे ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा, मुझे ही नहीं आ रहा या फिर किसी को भी नहीं आ रहा. एक बार चैट में बताओ, क्या किसी को इमरान का आवाज आ रहा है? Okay, why is he not audible to me then? 1 second. इमरान एक बार और बोलो.
Hello.
Yes, now you're audible. Actually मेरा माइक दूसरा कनेक्टेड था finally.
अच्छा.
हाँ जी. So hi Imran, how are you doing today?
Fine, ma'am. How about you?
All good, thanks for asking. Let's start with your introduction.
Okay. So I have just completed my both groups in the single attempt recently at May 2022, and I was looking for an opportunity as an article assistant at any Big Four. So I had just applied for PwC. I had written their quantitative aptitude test.
Okay, wait. मैं PwC की HR हूँ, ठीक है? You are at the आपको premises पे जाना है कि आपका online interview होगा?
I guess online होगा मैम.
Online होगा. So take me as the HR of PwC. We're doing a role play here, okay?
Okay,
Right?
ma'am.
So आप ये मत बोलो any big four. Just be very specific कि आपने PwC में apply करा, आपका PwC में ही interview हो रहा है, right?
ठीक है.
Start again. Hi Imran. Let's start with your introduction.
So I have just recently passed both of my groups at the single attempt. And I am a man of values. I believe that whatever we do, we must do it ethically and we must be honest and just follow all the rules of the land. And I'm a strict follower of it. And I could provide you an evidence that I'm just 18 right now. And before 18, I never rode a bike or a scooter. And I'm looking for the role of an articled assistant in the field of statutory audit at PwC Hyderabad. And that's it.
Okay. So Imran, tell me, why did you choose Chartered Accountancy as a course to pursue? There are so many courses available. There's CS, CS, CMA, right? So why CA?
I chose this profession because we have a higher social status and we can also earn more money over here. And mostly it was because of the social status, not because of the money. That was the main reason for me to join CA.
Okay. Who influenced you to join commerce? Why did you not take up science or engineering back in your 11th class?
I had received suggestions for the same, but I was dedicated to join this CA profession since my 7th standard. And it was my dream to become a CA since then. And by God's grace, I have completed my CA foundation and both the groups of CA enter at the very first attempt yet. And I'm just looking for an articleship at PwC for the role of statutory audit in the field of statutory audit. Yeah.
What makes you interested in auditing? Why do you want to do articleship in this field only? There is taxation also. Why not taxation?
I feel that I'm interested to review the financial statements, the documents, the invoices, and to give a clean opinion, a true and honest opinion on the financial statements. I feel that I must be honest and give only the true opinion, and I should stay away from getting bribed in order to in order to portray a false picture about the company or any other firm which I would be auditing. So by doing this, I can avoid any frauds and protect the money of investors, the government of India, and help build the country and also remove corruption.
Why do you want to work with PwC?
I always wanted to work with the best. That's why I am interested to work at PwC.
Do you have working knowledge of tools like MS Office, wherein there is MS Excel, PowerPoint, Word?
Yeah, I'm certified at MS Excel and MS PowerPoint by LinkedIn. And also I have taken another course of LLA Professional Training Institute on MS Excel. I'm certified on that too. And I had also recently completed my information technology training conducted by the ICI branch of Hyderabad. So I have a good experience at Excel.
Okay, can you explain the formula of conditional formatting? How do we apply the conditional formatting formula in Excel?
If you want to apply conditional formatting, you can select the wanted cells and just at the home tab, you can click over conditional formatting, and you can highlight duplicate cells, or you can choose the greatest value, the lowest value, etc.
Okay. And do you know also how to create pivot tables? Pivot
Yeah,
tables?
yeah.
Okay.
In
What is
order to
VLOOKUP
create,
used for?
yeah, ma'am.
What is VLOOKUP used for?
I didn't get
VLOOKUP.
you.
VLOOKUP.
VLOOKUP. Okay, VLOOKUP. So it's just used to search for any text or number in any cell, and then reflect any other text or number which is adjacent to any of the uh, cell, or not necessarily adjacent, but in the same row of that cell.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So Imran, we actually have a lot of work, and there will be days wherein you'll have to work for late hours, and so will you be comfortable working for late hours?
Of course, I have known about this, and I have seen many articles, and I take them as an inspiration to work for long hours, like even up to 2 a.m. at the night. I'm actually interested for this, honestly, and I can make sure that you can have my best contribution in this matter.
Hmm. And you will have to do a lot of traveling. So how will you manage your CA final studies and your articleship at the same time?
So nowadays we can have our CA final studies in online mode, and so it's not going to be such a challenge. And I have heard that we can start CA final studies at the ending 4 months, and we can go clear our CA final just by preparing at the end of 4 months. And I'm actually very interested to travel outside, honestly. I feel that it gives me good exposure. I can travel other cities too and get new experiences.
Okay, awesome. Just one last question to you, Imran. Where do you see yourself 5 years down the line?
So I see myself as an assistant audit manager or an audit manager at PwC. Definitely, I'm looking for a long uh, partnership with PwC.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
I want to ask that how many leaves would you be giving for CA final studies?
That is according to the norm, and that is approved.
ICI's norms of 5 months.
Yes, yes. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. भाई तालियां बजनी चाहिए इमरान के लिए. Good job, Imran. Good job. क्या
Thank
बात
you,
है,
ma'am.
सबके सबकी तालियां आनी चाहिए स्क्रीन पे. कम ऑन इमरान, स्पिरिट्स बहुत हाई हैं, सबको अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए. ही वाज सो नाइस थ्रू आउट द इंटरव्यू. ही मैनेज्ड कॉन्फिडेंटली. डेफिनेटली देयर इज अ स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट. काफी सारे
Yeah,
आंसर्स में इम्प्रूवमेंट लगेगा, बट या डेफिनेटली. सो क्या बात है, बहुत बढ़िया. चलो आ जाओ इमरान, आपके फीडबैक के बारे में बात करते हैं.
हाँ,
सो आई बी वेरी क्विक विद द फीडबैक बिकॉज वी हैव मोर इंटरव्यूज लाइंड अप नेक्स्ट.
yeah.
So people are requesting me, Navanath. Navanath will definitely take your interview next, right? So talking about the question number one that I asked you, that was about tell me something about yourself. So you started off about कि मैंने group clear किया है, and then you started talking about I'm a man of values. No, that's not right.
Okay.
मतलब वो बोलना गलत नहीं है, but वो देखना है आपको वो कब बोलना है. So please, if you can bring a notebook and pen and maybe note down the suggestions, or come back to this live session, watch the entire live session, especially your part again.
ठीक है,
जब
ठीक है.
हम इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं अपने आप को, डेफिनेटली इट स्टार्ट्स विद योर नेम, एंड देन इट स्टार्ट्स विद योर रीसेंट थिंग दैट हैज हैपेंड इन योर करियर. क्योंकि आप जॉब लेने आए तो ऑब्वियसली दे आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन व्हाट हैज हैपेंड रिसेंटली इन योर करियर. So which you correctly mentioned that you've recently cleared the both groups of CA intermediate. You could mention marks also, and first attempt आपने सही mention किया, which is fine.
मैम
हाँ जी.
मैंने रिसेंटली यानी कल ही मैंने थिंकिंग ब्रिज का ऑडिट मास्टर क्लास का कोर्स किया है, क्या वो भी बोल सकता हूँ मैं तभी?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? आप उसमें प्रॉपर बोलिए कि आपने कितना जो है क्या क्या चीजें आपने सीखी हैं. बोला I've recently done my certification in audit master class. That's a practical hands-on training wherein I learned about this thing. ठीक है, comprehensive audit को कैसे अप्लाई करना है, end to end कैसे कवर करना है. So mention that very clearly. उसको mention करिए. देन आप बताइए कि मैंने रिसेंटली अपने इंटरमीडिएट के ग्रुप क्लियर करे हैं, फिर आपका ग्रेजुएशन भी हो गया होगा, तो आपने सेकंड ईयर ग्रेजुएशन
ग्रेजुएशन अभी नहीं हुआ.
एग्जाम्पल दे रही हूँ कि आपने रिसेंटली फॉर एग्जाम्पल अपना सेकंड ईयर ग्रेजुएशन का कंप्लीट कराया या फर्स्ट ईयर कंप्लीट कराया.
फर्स्ट ईयर हो गया.
सो मेंशन दैट. ठीक है. सो रिवर्स क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर आपको फॉलो करना है. आफ्टर यू आर डन विद योर प्रोफेशनल एंड एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशंस, देन यू कैन मूव ऑन टू योर फैमिली पार्ट. यू कैन टेल अबाउट हु आर देयर इन व्हाट मेंबर्स आर देयर इन योर फैमिली. माय फादर, maybe he works at this XYZ company, or he's a businessman. My mother is a homemaker. I have one sibling who is in this class, or who is in college, or who's working with PwC or KVMG, whatever may be the case. Okay, mention a bit about your family. And the last section, there you're going to talk about the softer side of things. आपकी क्या hobbies हैं? What do you like? आप अपने free time में क्या करते हैं? Right? So आपको शायद लिखना पसंद हो सकता है, आपको books read करना पसंद हो सकता है. So you can mention all of that in the last section. So majorly 3 sections हैं. सबसे पहले आपका first introductory section, which includes your name and your professional qualification. People who are qualified, they have to obviously start with their work experience. So Imran is applying for article assistant, right? So he has to mention about his recent thing. तो उनकी career में जो हो रहा है, अगर आपने recently या फिर कोई internship complete करी होती, तो I would have asked you to add that too. ठीक है. So qualified है, you guys have to mention your work experience and then like reverse chronological order में करना है, right? Then talking about why CA higher social status, wrong words, meaning सही है but wrong words. ठीक है. Higher social status, it is थोड़ा सा demeaning to other people. In fact, in India where caste culture is so much, so that is a bit demeaning. And second, never mention money. Right? Never mention it. Just use different words. जैसे higher social status की जगह आप बोल सकते हो the kind of exposure that one gets in this particular profession with respect to knowledge and with respect to the recognition and the respect that we as chartered accountants get. That's really क्या बोलते हैं उसे, that's really mesmerizing, and I've always looked forward to work in a profession like that. तो इस तरीके से मैंने आपके जैसी ही सेम चीज बोली, सिर्फ मैंने वर्ड्स को चेंज कर. करेक्ट. सो वर्ड्स को चेंज करो, डू नॉट पुट द मनी वाला फैक्टर. ठीक है. या फिर आप उसमें कोई पर्सनल स्टोरी भी डाल सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे आपने बताया कि मैंने जब आपसे पूछा व्हाई कॉमर्स, देन यू आर सेइंग दैट एवर सिंस इन 7th आई वाज इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स सीए. तो आप बता सकते हो कि a friend of mine, or maybe my friend's father is a chartered accountant. From there I got to know about chartered accountancy course, and I talked to him a bit that what is this profession all about, what can one do. And when I got to know about it, I immediately got interested, and I thought that time that this is something I really look forward to doing. And hence after when I was given a choice in 11th class, so I chose commerce, and then later on after completing my class 12th I started my CA. ठीक है. इस तरीके से. और प्रैक्टिस नहीं है, प्रैक्टिस थोड़ी और ज्यादा करनी पड़ेगी. मंडे को इंटरव्यू, व्हिच मींस कल का पूरा दिन बैक टू बैक रिपीटेड सेशंस होने चाहिए प्रैक्टिस के. ठीक है. पकड़ लो अपने मम्मी को या पापा को, किसी को भी पकड़ लो, और पूरे दिन बैठ के प्रैक्टिस करनी है. अदरवाइज कॉन्फिडेंस थोड़ा सा डगमगा जाएगा. ठीक है. देन बाय ऑडिट, ये आंसर भी जो है थोड़ा सा मुझे मतलब लाइक एक बोलते ना, एक फुल सर्कल टाइप का नहीं लगा. थोड़े से लूप होल्स लगे उसमें मुझे. आप उसमें ना, आप ये मत बताओ आप क्या करोगे. आपने बोला कि मैं रिव्यू फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स, आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन डूइंग दैट. नो, मैं आपसे काम नहीं पूछ रही हूँ. मैं पूछ रही हूँ ऑडिट प्रोफेशन क्यों इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है आपको. ऑडिट प्रोफेशन में क्या चीज है. आप ही बोल सकते हैं auditing profession is such a dynamic profession. There are so many new problems, so many new challenges coming each and every day. And it also helps me to understand the business a little better. ठीक है, वो बिजनेस की अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेना, पूरे बिजनेस के फाइनेंशियल्स को समझना, सो दैट साउंड्स वेरी एक्साइटिंग टू मी। एंड थोड़ा सा उनके उसके डायनामिक जो है उसका नेचर है, द वेरी एसेंस ऑफ ऑडिट व्हिच इज डायनामिक, सो मे बी यू कैन टॉक अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट दैट। थोड़ा सा वो अपना थोड़ा मतलब प्रिसाइज नहीं लगना चाहिए, मेक अ स्टोरी अराउंड इट, ठीक है। वाई PwC, दिस वाज फाइन, जस्ट दैट कि आप इसमें थोड़ा सा अपनी लैंग्वेज इंप्रूव कर सकते थे, दैट आई वांट टू वर्क विद द बेस्ट, दिस इज फाइन, बट एट द सेम टाइम थोड़ा कंपनी के बारे में बताओ, like start with company की details. So I got to know about PwC when I was doing my क्या बोलते हैं आपके वो IT और orientation, yeah, maybe orientation, या फिर I got to know about PwC from a friend of mine who's been working already working there, या फिर जो भी है इंट्रोड्यूस किया आपको कंपनी के बारे में कैसे पता चला, देन and then when I got to know about the work culture and that best of the best professionals are working in their in this company, then I immediately got interested to work with professionals who are having such, you know, who are coming from people coming from all walks of life, and it'll be a very rich experience for me to work, you know, along with those professionals and learn from them in my career as well, which will help me grow, and at the same time I'd like to add value of whatever knowledge that I've gained in my through my curriculum or through the certifications that I've done, ठीक है। So इस तरीके से
ठीक है।
एक्सेल वाला पोर्शन ठीक था, जस्ट दैट VLOOKUP में यू कुडंट फ्रेम द सेंटेंस प्रॉपर्ली, तो सेंटेंस को प्रॉपर्ली फ्रेम करना, ठीक है। लॉन्ग आवर्स वाला टेक इंस्पिरेशन, दैट वाज फाइन। लीव्स वाला डू नॉट आस्क, जब मैंने आपसे बोला मुझसे कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछो, नेवर आस्क फॉर लीव्स, ठीक है, पूछना ही नहीं है, इट्स अ प्रोहिबिटेड क्वेश्चन। मतलब इससे ये इंप्रेशन जा रहा है कि यार इसको ज्वाइन करने की नहीं पड़ी है, इसको तो बस ये पता पड़ी है कि मेरे को छुट्टियां कितनी मिलेंगी। Never do that. Please listen, everybody. Never ask for leaves. कि भाई कितने घंटे काम कराएंगे, स्टाइपेंड, सैलरी, काम कितने घंटे कराएंगे, फ्लेक्स, ये कुछ भी, ये सब चीजें जब वो क्वेश्चन पूछने, कुछ इंटेलेक्चुअल सोचो ना, ताकि उसका भी इंटरेस्ट जो है इंट्रीग हो कि वाह यार बढ़िया क्वेश्चन पूछा, लेट मी टेक टाइम एंड आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन, right? You have to impress the interviewer with your question. Do not ask a question just for the sake of it. कि हाँ ठीक है क्वेश्चन बोला है, इसने पूछा तो पूछ लेते हैं। Think of a smart question, either related to the business, either उनकी LinkedIn प्रोफाइल गो थ्रू करना, ठीक है, और या फिर जो है कुछ भी उनके बिजनेस से रिलेटेड, कुछ काम से रिलेटेड, ऐसा कुछ इंटेलेक्चुअल से पूछना। जेनेरिक बेसिक सैलरी स्टाइपेंड, नो, प्रोहिबिटेड क्वेश्चंस।
मैम लाइक स्पेसिफिकली उनके बिजनेस से रिलेटेड क्या पूछना बेटर होगा?
वो तो सी यू विल हैव टू स्टडी, थोड़ा सा रीसेंट न्यूज में देखो, न्यूज में PwC का रिसेंटली क्या है, कुछ कंट्रोवर्शियल मत पूछ लेना।
हाँ।
ठीक है ना, पता चले डिलॉयट में इंटरव्यू और ILFS के पूछ लिया कि क्या चल रहा है वहां पे, ठीक है, सो वो मत करना। गो थ्रू द न्यूज आइटम्स, राइट, एंड ट्राई टू आस्क कुछ भी इंटेलेक्चुअल, कुछ भी वर्क प्रोफाइल से रिलेटेड आप पूछ सकते हो कि मेरी ग्रोथ जो है कैसे होगी, यू नो दीज 3 years which I'll be working with the company, so how what will be my career trajectory, ऐसे करके पूछ सकते हो। देन यू कैन आस्क समथिंग अबाउट द या फिर अगर कोई क्वेश्चन उन्होंने पूछा हो इंटरव्यू में, राइट, सो मे बी लाइक अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं यार मेरे को इसका आंसर पूछना है, तो उसका आंसर पूछ सकते हो कि लाइक व्हाट इज द आंसर फॉर दैट क्वेश्चन। अगर कोई आंसर आपको नहीं, मे बी यू नो जेन्युइनली लाइक नॉलेज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, मुझे सीखना है, वो इंप्रेशन जाना चाहिए उसका, ठीक है।
ठीक है।
देन can we ask what my day would look like in this profile? Yeah, definitely, good question, Shikha. Interviewer's experience at the firm can be asked. I will not appreciate this question if somebody is asking me. मतलब मैं थोड़ा सा हो जाएगा, because I have assumed that you might have looked up about me on LinkedIn, तो तुम्हें शायद दिख गया होगा मैं कितने टाइम से काम कर रही हूँ, so वो पता होना चाहिए मेरा एक्सपीरियंस कितना है। Devyansh, you can go next, but we have do we have 1 second? Okay, let's go. कुछ और पूछना है आपको इमरान? I think
और फीडबैक, आपने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना कि हाउ डू यू सी योरसेल्फ आफ्टर 5 years, उसके आंसर पे कोई फीडबैक देना चाहेंगे आप?
आपका आंसर थोड़ा शॉर्ट था बस, मतलब उसमें आई वुड लाइक टू सी वर्किंग एज ऑडिट लाइक मैनेजर, ये वो दैट वाज वेरी, मतलब बहुत ही ऐसे पिन पॉइंट ही कर दिया कि हाँ ऐसा है, क्योंकि आपको पता है ना, व्हेन वी थिंक अबाउट द फ्यूचर वी लाइक टू रोमांटिसाइज द फ्यूचर, right?
Okay.
And when you have to romanticize it a little bit, so maybe add a story, थोड़ा सा बताओ कि हाँ, I see myself working in a leadership position wherein I would like to lead a team of this person, this size, ठीक है, and definitely adding immense value to the organization, bringing in new clients as well, and definitely like climbing up the stairs, climbing up the corporate hierarchy. So that's what, थोड़ा सा और बड़ा बनाओ, ठीक है?
Okay.
आपको 20 मिनट मिले हैं तो अपना इंटरव्यू कोशिश करो 40 मिनट का खींच के लेके जाओ, कहानियां कहानियां कहानियां, ठीक है, बट उतना भी ज्यादा वेग भी नहीं होना चाहिए, बट जितना ज्यादा आप टाइम लोगे, बिकॉज अगर आपको इंटरव्यू टाइम दे रहा है ना, तो द पर्सन इज इन्वेस्टिंग टाइम इन यू बिकॉज they're really interested in hiring you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
ठीक है मैम,
Thank you so much. Good job again. So
Thank you.
we can, yeah. Navnath, are you here in the session? Abhi aap ho. Maybe we can start with your interview. Navnath. I do not see him. Okay, you are there. So maybe you can start your video, Navnath. Right, awesome. आपने वीडियो स्टार्ट करा हुआ है ऑलरेडी, सो अब देखते हैं नवनाथ का इंटरव्यू कैसा होता है. नवनाथ मैं ऑलरेडी स्केयर कर देती हूँ, बी वेरी ब्रूटल, ओके. तो अनम्यूट कर दिया है मैंने नवनाथ को, एंड जस्ट लाइक गोइंग टू पिन यू. Yeah. Hi Navnath, how are you?
Hi Navnath, how are you? Good, ma'am. How about you?
Good. Let's start with your introduction.
Good evening, madam. Thanks for giving opportunity to introduce myself. I am Navnath Valankyawal. I recently completed my CA, and I have 5 siblings. Hometown of Kamareddy, Nizamabad, Kamareddy, Telangana. And I done my CA final year recently, qualified second group. First group was completed in 2019, and I done my IPCC in 2016. I did my second group completed, and I completed my foundation itself in 2011. And I did my articleship from M. Harris and Associate, M. Harris and Associate Audits in Hyderabad. I done in articles as a work of statutory audit, internal audit, tax audit, and some accounting compliances. And I done my SSC from hometown ZPHS High School, and I did my intermediate from Bodhan. It's a private college from Sudaya. That's from my point of view.
Awesome. So Navnath, tell me about your experience in detail.
Yeah, I did my articles from Abids M. Harris, from the renowned firm M. Harris and Associate from Hyderabad. In articles, I did my some statutory audit and statutory audit while going through the fixed assets and resources, fixed assets and revenue recognition. And in internal audit, we did some internal controls, how the controls are going on. In tax audit, we have compliances with the CIT appeals and ITET. And in accounting, we did the bookkeeping and tally, bookkeeping in ERP Tally 9, and we did the functioning from end-to-end process, business end-to-end process.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. So you have applied for statutory audit position.
Yes, ma'am. Statutory audit.
Why do you want to work in statutory audit?
Actually, in articles we did the internal audit and tax audit. we little aware of the statutory audits, so that we want to exposure in the statutory audit. That's the reason I want to migrate from internal audit to that's the statutory audit report, statutory compliances.
Hmm. Okay. Are you up for some technical questions?
Sorry, didn't get my.
Would you like to answer some technical questions as well?
Yeah, ma'am, sure. I'm
Okay.
interested in technicals.
Okay. So how do you ensure the completeness of an expense?
Completes of
Completeness of an expense for a reporting period.
You are asking about a report, how to reporting the expenses, all those things, no?
Yeah.
Actually, we have to see the first vouchers, and based on that voucher, whether they have they entered properly or not. Based on the whether the expenditure is done by proper authority, and money cash is raised by proper authorities, like cash is raised by cashier, and expenses voucher prepared by accountant, and expenditure done properly, whether check the or entirely whether the transaction has been done properly or not. Based on that, finally we have to reconcile with the cash what expenditure what was the done, and with the what was the invoice actually raised, like that.
Okay. What is test of controls?
Test of control, there are two types of substantive and analytical procedure. While doing internal control, we have to do substantive and analytical procedure. While substantive, we have to do the vouching, and analytical, we have to do the internal control system of the firm, internal control system of the entity. While doing the internal, we have to analyze the internal custom, whether there is control is there or not. Like that.
Okay. Can you tell me 5 audit assertions?
Sorry?
Can you tell me 5 audit assertions?
Assertions. Okay.
Yeah.
For assertion, we have to audit the fixed assets. You're asking about how to audit the assertions, fixed
No,
financial
you have to
statements.
just tell me what are 5 audit assertions. What are the audit assertions? Yeah.
Audit assertion, that is like vouching and verification.
Just is my voice creating a problem?
Yes, no, your voice is not audible properly.
One second. अभी प्रॉपर्ली आ रही है? अभी प्रॉपर्ली मैंने अभी नवनाथ को एक्चुअली म्यूट पे डाला है. वो नवनाथ के वहां पे शायद एको हो रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कमिंग. नवनाथ एक काम करो, कैन यू लाइक अनप्लग योर ईयरफोन्स वंस एंड मे बी देन विल सी. नाउ इट्स बेटर, राइट? माय वॉइस इज बेटर. Okay, let's unmute Navnath. हाँ, वो नवनाथ के वहाँ पे echo का problem. Again it's there.
Is now correct? Okay, ma'am. My voice is clear.
Yours is clear. Mine is echoing.
Okay, fine.
चलो. एक काम करना नवनाथ, जब मैं बोलूं तो आप अपने आप को शुरू करना.
Okay, right, ma'am.
So I was saying, tell me about 5 audit assertions.
Existence, occurrence occurrence, whether vouching and verification.
Okay.
And reconcile whether done is properly or not. Completeness of the transaction.
Okay. Can you tell me any latest amendment by? Can you tell me any latest amendment by SEBI with respect to limited review?
Sorry, madam, I didn't know about the recent notification.
Okay. All right. So let's ask some Excel related questions. You have to tell me what is a pivot table and its features.
Pivot table is when is the huge data when we want to we want some extraction of the data, we will prepare the pivot table. While preparing the pivot table, what are the we actually needed, we will prepare in separate sheet so that it is easy to assess assertions of those things which we need actually.
Right. So tell me how pivot tables are used to filter the data.
Filter, there are four types of column and data column, formula and value. Based on that, we will bifurcate the given data in Excel. What we need actually we prepare in the data column, and value we will put in the value column. If we want some formula based on the values, then we will keep that in the formula column now.
Right. How does the Vlookup function work?
Vlookup function, it is when the data is used, it is a sum of the one. When we assert some data to certain particular format.
Tell me about what if analysis in Excel.
What if?
What if analysis.
If analysis.
Yeah.
If analysis is a conditional formatting, when we need, for example, we need the discount more than the 5% only. The quantity is more than the 500, we need 5% discount. Then we will apply the if condition. If quantity is greater than 500, we will give 5% discount. Like it is one of the conditional format.
Why did you choose CA?
Sorry?
Why did you choose to pursue CA?
I choose the CA because of some proficiency. I want to expertise in some proficiency. That's the reason I choose, and it is a well-known proficiency course. And I actually like to do some hard work. It has to worth it. So get good knowledge in accounting and for financial. Nowadays, financial is a crucial thing. So to gain the knowledge in financial, I pursued CMA.
Okay. Why do you want to work with our company EY?
Actually, nowadays, all big fours are trying implementing the technology oriented. So to gain more knowledge in technology, in that PwC is a very good well-known firm. That's the reason we want more technically sufficient, gain technical sufficient knowledge to implement the correct way path of life.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
There is my strength is to do the hard work, and I'm a quick learner. If proper training is given, then I will be quick learner, and there is no such weakness as of now, ma'am.
So you're a perfect human being.
Sorry?
So you don't have any weaknesses. You seem to be a perfect human being.
Weaknesses means actually being good is being good is also a weakness, man.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Actually, I want to know, is there any? I want to know actually what are the others. I forgot some between that. That's the reason.
Cool. So assertions mentioned भी करी है JD ने, completeness, presentation and disclosure, cutoff, valuation and allocation. Let me now unmute you. हाँ, mute you first. Okay. Right. बहुत बढ़िया, Navnath. So I hope you understand Hindi. Do you understand Hindi a little bit? Okay. पहली बात, सारे लोग please clap for Navnath. He did a good job and he answered all the technical questions with like so much confidence. So good job. Right. Great work, Navnath. Yes. Okay. You do understand Hindi. Awesome. So let me just give you feedback on a few answers of yours, right? Firstly, you're technically sound, so that's a good thing, right? And obviously, coming from your experience, especially you're good at Excel, so that was quite evident. There was a problem in your introduction. मैंने जैसे पहले भी mention करा था, your introduction is divided into 3 parts. Initially, it has to be about you, your educational qualification, your career-wise. And then if you have work experience, you can talk about your work experience in your introduction, right? And then you can talk about your family. And lastly, you have to talk about your interests, hobbies, and etc. Like what are your values, anything of that sort. So you completed CA recently, but आपने फिर उसको दो बार बताया, right? That you've completed CA, you have 5 siblings. Then again, you mentioned that I've completed my IPCC. वो एक साथ पूरा बता दो. Don't mix your family. Then one second. सबको मेरे को म्यूट करना है. Everybody is okay. So I've muted everybody. There is no disturbance now. So I was mentioning about your introduction. आपने CA के बारे में बताया, फिर siblings के बारे में बताया, फिर दोबारा से CA के बारे में बताया. Are you getting me? So that breaks the flow. If you're talking about your educational qualification, professional qualification, talk about that at a length and at once. And then you can shift to another portion, which is like your family background. You can talk about your siblings, you can talk about your family background. And then towards the end, you have to talk about your interests, hobbies, etc. Right? So please correct it. Then I asked you about your articleship experience in detail. There you mentioned the firm name, which is fine. Stat audit, internal audit. Just that maybe you can work a little bit on framing the complete sentences. I believe when you were speaking a sentence towards the end, you were just like mumbling a few words, because of which I could not understand the words properly. So maybe if you will speak slower, then every word will be clear, right? So yeah, that's the feedback for your overall speech, right? Yeah. Why stat audit? I didn't find that question answer appropriate. So maybe you need to work on that. You have to talk a bit about Navnath. Can you please like start your video, because I'm looking at everybody else except you, and I'm giving you the feedback. So it looks a bit weird. Yeah, so maybe we can go next. We're going to take one more interview and then we'll close for today. कल भी करवा ले live session. बोलो आप लोग बोलो तो. We can have the live session tomorrow also. How to answer the question? Why didn't you pursue masters or MBA instead job? That's again a personal perspective. You can mention, Mohammed, that I would definitely consider pursuing masters later in the future, but currently I want to gain some experience, and whatever knowledge I've gained in my CA curriculum, I want to use that, apply that, and gain good amount of experience, which can be useful for MBA in the future. Or if you don't want to do MBA at all, you can say I've never considered doing MBA, but if it does look like a good option, I may consider it, but I haven't really thought about it as of now. So अगर आपको नहीं करना है तो just be very clear. नहीं, अभी मैंने कुछ भी नहीं सोचा है, right? Firstly, I want to focus on my career, gain the experience, gain the skill set, and apply all the knowledge that I've gained in my CA curriculum, and see where it can lead me, right? You can mention something like that. How to negotiate for salary? So negotiate for salary, we'll have a different session for it, but मैं brief में बता देती हूँ मोहित आपको, right? So a lot of people, पता नहीं मैंने कहीं पे stats पढ़ा था, salary negotiation is definitely a scope which a lot of people do not explore, and only 30% of people actually go for salary negotiation. And of that 30%, 56% are males. So which means definitely males are on a higher side when it comes to negotiating salary. But definitely you should negotiate. पूछने में क्या जाता है, अपना क्या है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, मना कर देंगे. And why people do not go for salary negotiation is because they find शायद reject हो जाएंगे, maybe the employer won't like it, or maybe the employer will say no, या फिर वो ये सोचेंगे कि the employer will think that I'm greedy or I'm only thinking about money. No, nothing like that. In fact, to be honest, the respect increases if you ask for negotiation. Reason being, you know what your value is and you're asking for it. So that's why salary negotiation, I will definitely say qualified CAs, you must go for it. Articleship level, I will say there's not much scope, honestly. But if you're a qualified, you should definitely go for salary negotiation, right? And yeah, definitely. I'll come to your feedback. Navnath, you went offline, so I thought maybe I'll answer a few questions. So I'll come back to your feedback. Definitely, there's a lot actually. But I was just answering Mohit, right? Mohit, so you should definitely ask for it. If it is happening mail pe, तो definitely आप mail पे जो है भेज सकते हो. That I'm glad that you're offering me this opportunity, and I would be more than happy to take it up. But based on my research and based on what I've looked for, the pay scale in this particular profile is something like this. So could you like move up the amount to this match, or could you match this amount to this level? ऐसे करके आप उन्हें बोल सकते हो, right? And now the chances are they'll agree to it or they won't agree to it. या फिर वो बोलेंगे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने जो है उन्होंने जो है आपको बोला दैट करंटली वी कैन ऑफर यू 50, बट आपने देखा है कि इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड तो यार 60 चल रहा है, right? So you can tell that, like, according to my research and the pay scale, average pay scale for this particular profile seems to be 60,000. And so could you match the offered amount to this level? Then they'll say, no, actually, we are tight on budget. Ye hai, wo hai. Then you can say that basically, see, all the experience that I have gained in the past years, and I really want to apply, and I would definitely, I would definitely appreciate it if you can match it to this level. तो ऐसे ऐसे करके आपको negotiate करना रहेगा, and it has to be like very professional. You should be very polite when asking for it. ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए that you're being rude. You should be very, very polite. Keep a smile throughout when you're having this negotiation. If it's happening over email, fine. You can draft a perfect email for them. But if it's happening in person, then it may become awkward because आपको शायद fear होगा कि यार मैं मांगू कि नहीं मांगू. But trust me, it is not going to affect whether you are selected or not. मतलब उसके आप salary negotiate करोगे उसके basis पे वो नहीं होगा कि वो आपको reject कर देंगे. That's not going to happen, right? Because hiring a perfect candidate, it is really a big task, and they don't want to like start the process all over again, right from screening the resume, then arranging a group discussion, an online assessment. So a lot of effort has already been involved, has been invested in you. So थोड़ा सा मतलब ऊपर नीचे 5-10 हजार के लिए वो नहीं करेंगे. So if that's what you're asking is, they will give you for sure. ठीक है? Correct. Now let's move back to Navnath's feedback. Okay, so I was talking about why start audit. I believe your answer was a little incomplete. Maybe you should tell about the profession. Like start audit may, what all you'll get to explore. You'll get to explore different businesses. You'll get to understand the financial model, the business models of different businesses. So that's what excites you about it. And the fact that it is so dynamic in nature, that I get to work with so many clients at once, right? So you can mention all these benefits and do not make it very like precise. थोड़ा सा 3-4 लाइन का अपना आंसर बनाओ, correct? Then your technical questions were fine, but फिर भी I would tell you, Navnath, to go through brush up all the technical concepts, right? Do go through all of them. Then YCA, आपने, if I'm not wrong, you just answered that you wanted to gain knowledge in finance. That's it. That's what your answer was. That's the crux of your answer. That's not how it should be. You should be a little more expressive when it comes to telling people why did you choose something, because it is assumed that when you're taking such a big decision, it's a career decision. So a lot more thought has gone behind it, correct? So you need to explain that thought. Okay, this is how it got started. This is how I got interested into it. And that's why I decided to pick it up or take it up, pursue it. And it's been such a great journey so far. I've qualified CA and I've absolutely loved the past 5 years of my life. I've gained so much of knowledge. I've improved. I've gained so much of technical knowledge. I have improved as a person when it comes to my professional standing. When it comes to even growing, the profession has taught me a lot. Correct. So you have to first tell them how did you start. Then you can probably justify your actions as well. Are you getting me, Navnath? Yeah. So why CA? Start with a story. Start with something like, okay, I got to know about this profession from a friend of mine. And when I read about it, I got immediately interested in it. Then I looked up on internet. Then I tried to get in touch with, people who are there, chartered accountants in my area. Yeah, there is one neighbor who's a CA, or there is like one relative of mine, Durka, who is a CA. And I talked to him. I talked to him about the, profession, about this profession, the learning and the growth that one can get. And that's when I decided that I really want to do it. Numbers fascinate me. I always wanted to, I love numbers when it comes to understanding a business. I absolutely enjoy that. And that's how I got interested into it. And I have, I have been through this entire journey of 5 years, and I absolutely cherish the past 5 years of my life. I've learned so much. I've grown as a person. I've become, technically sound, and I've, made so many networks. I have made so many, I've met so many nice people. Like because of this profession, you've met so many nice people. So these are the things that you can mention. अपने आंसर्स को ब्रीफ मत रखो यार. आपका एक ही मौका मिला है इंटरव्यूअर के साथ, उसको क्यों गंवाना है? अगर वो एक आंसर में अगर आपसे 5 मिनट सुन सकता है, why are you cutting your own numbers down? Please make sure that you are at least speaking for 2 minutes for an answer. Come on, at least this much I can expect from you. So build a story, practice it, and then deliver it on your final interview. Correct. Mohammed, this is, I think, a psychometric question, right? This is a psychometric question. So आपको इसमें 4 options भी मिले होंगे. So maybe you can give those options, and then I'll pick the answer for you. Correct. So we are going to take Som's interview because he was the one who told ki second number pe he wanted to go. So where is Som? Awesome. So this is the last interview. It's already 7, and I hope we wrap it up soon. All right, let's unmute Som. Hi Som, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Good evening.
Good evening. So which company do you want to go to?
I want to go for PwC.
PwC. Article intern or chartered accountant?
Yeah. Article intern.
Article.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Weakness. Yeah. Weakness may bas last. I'll just reply Navnath for that. Weakness, it has to be a diplomatic answer, right? I have told this in the previous sessions as well. It has to be a diplomatic answer. You have to tell something that looks like a weakness, but it's actually a strength. Okay. Sometimes, for example, 2-3 weaknesses jo aap bata sakte ho. For example, I take a lot of time when it comes to taking important decisions. I understand all the pros and cons. So it becomes a little problematic when other team members are involved because it delays the deadlines. So how are you improving that? I am improving that by knowing in advance how much time am I getting to take a decision on this matter. Correct? Simple. Weakness. But what you've told that you're working on it. कभी भी weakness को अधूरा नहीं छोड़ना है. You always have to end it with that I am working on it, and this is how I'm working on it. For example, I had, for example, I was not very comfortable working in teams, but in the past 3 years of my articleship, I have not only met amazing people, I've learned to work along them. And I used to hesitate in collaborating with people, but now that I've been working with different team members in the past 3 years, it's been an amazing experience for me, and I have really improved. I'm still learning a lot about it, and I at PwC or at whatever company you're applying for, and at PwC also I'd like to collaborate with different team members and see what we can do as a team together, right? So that's about it. All right. Strength and weaknesses. Baki, overall, you did good job, Navnath. So just practice karo apne answers ko, correct? And brush up your technical part as well. Correct. So we have Som, just a second. So let's start with your introduction. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, sure. I'm a chartered accountant aspirant and practicing under Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, and with having a highest qualification of clearing CA intermediate examination, including both groups. And during my journey of CA Inter, I have just gained my skills toward time management as well as discipline. And I have also worked under a CA firm in my hometown in order to utilize my spare time, which absolutely benefited me a lot, where I got a fruitful opportunity for audit as well as taxations. And I've also pursued some of the Sterling courses, such as audit master classes from thinkingbridge.com, Tally ERP packages and Excel packages from Udonix. And I've also completed my ICA ITSS training, which is to be done under Regulation 45 of Chartered Accountant Regulation 1988. And my interests are traveling and playing badminton on weekend, because that's the only time when I get to play my game. And I certainly do love challenges, and I'm really looking forward to this interaction and job. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. So, why do you want to work in audit profile?
Because I have also experienced audit in my last journey of articleship, and during which I just realized that it is an interesting field where I can apply my abilities, and by doing a critical examinations, by review process of the system of bookkeeping, accounting, and internal controls, and doing such tests and making such inquiry as the auditor considered necessary to form an opinion, and verifying a method or comparison. There are many much uh, sorry.
No problem.
Just because
Continue.
I have just because I have experienced audit in my last articleship, I just realized that I can put my effort toward this field from to my best.
What if we put you in internal audit and you end up liking it?
Now my first reference is for the statutory audit, and so
Okay.
I just want to
Yeah. All right. So you chose CA, right? Why did you choose CA? Why did you want to pursue CA back when
because first of all, there is no chartered accountant in my family, and I just believe that chartered accountancy is a prestigious professional qualification which is being recognized all over the world, and the qualification opens various opportunity to work in diversified fields such as finance, accounting, auditing, taxations, and other practices as well.
Okay. Why do you want to work with PwC?
Ma'am, because the values that PwC create are the best among all over the world. Because as I've read and I've scrutinized your website in detail, I just find that values like highest professional standards the PwC have, commitments the PwC give, respect the PwC have, delivering best client services, openness, and a team before self policy. Such type of values just attracted me towards your firm.
Okay. Tell me something that is not there on your resume.
The weaknesses that I have, I didn't given their details in my CV. So I just want to share some of my weaknesses and the way I'm going to fight it with it. That I usually didn't get attracted with people as fast as the other can. And second of the weakness is that I feel jealous if someone acquires some of the great position that than me with respect to the same field. And having a questioning mind, having a questioning mind which can sometimes temper my seniors too. I didn't mention some of the weaknesses. Yeah.
How are you working on these weaknesses?
Ma'am, basically, if I feel jealous from someone, then I put that jealousy and anger into my working so that it can make me better than the others.
Okay. Tell me about your short-term and long-term goals.
Ma'am, talking about the short-term goals, so basically, I want to pursue my articleship from your firm, which is for me, and in talking about short terms, that I want to also pursue industrial training from big organizations. And if I want to say about my long terms, then first of all, I want to see myself as a chartered accountant by clearing my finals in first attempt, as well as I want to see myself as becoming more skilled, more efficient, and more professionals and better person at that higher position in such company that will never lose me at any cost.
Okay. Are you up for some technical questions as well?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Tell me, Caro 2020 versus Caro 2016.
Ma'am, basically there are some amendment in CAR 2020 regarding as compared to CAR 16, that 7 new classes has been added in CAR 2020 as compared to CAR 16. One clause is deleted also, and there are shifting of sub clauses from CAR 16 to CAR 2022, and the applicability are the same. And in CAR 2016, auditor didn't have to report on CFS, consolidated financial statement. And in CAR 22, we have some new clauses regarding the consolidation of financial statements. And the new clauses which are added are like clause 8, clause 14, clause 17, and clause 17 to 21. They are the new clauses added. For example, if I'll talk about some of the minor modifications, so in CAR 2016, clause 1, where we'll talk about the fixed asset. Now they have given some kind of modification, like they have replaced the word fixed asset with PPE, which basically includes all the things, tangible as well as intangibles. So basically, these have type of minor modifications have been included in CAR 2020.
Tell me, how will you check impairment of assets?
Impairments. Let me just remember, ma'am, 1 minute.
No problem. Okay. So, have you worked on Excel?
Yeah, ma'am, a little bit, but not more. Yes, ma'am. I have worked during my articleship of period of 3 months, which I have pursued from my hometown only.
Okay. Do you know how to create macros?
No,
in
ma'am.
Excel? No? Okay. So you know intermediate level Excel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Do you know how to create pivot tables?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me how can you create one?
And basically, pivot table, ma'am, basically we have to select a table or range upon which we have to make some table, and the location we have to mention it. And
Hello? I think internet is... Hello?
hello.
Yeah, so I think there was some problem with your internet.
Wait, I'll fix it. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Ma'am, for creating pivot tables, ma'am, select the cell you want to create a pivot table from the sheet. Select insert and then pivot table. This will create a pivot table based on the existing table, and choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed, and then click OK.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for us? For me?
Ma'am, actually, I do love challenges. So can I get some challenges in your firm in order to accelerate my skills and abilities?
Yeah, definitely. You will. There are a lot of projects which keep coming up, so we can definitely enroll you for one of the projects apart from the regular work that you'll be doing. So you'll definitely get a lot of opportunities to do some challenging work and collaborate with different teams. So definitely.
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
क्या बात है? Everybody, please clap for. कहाँ है clapping? Where is the clapping? सोम के लिए clapping होनी चाहिए. Come on. चलो अभी सोम को अनम्यूट करते हैं और फीडबैक देते हैं. All right. Great one. Clapping नहीं आ रही है स्क्रीन पे. I can't see the claps. Come on, guys. Som did amazing. बहुत बढ़िया. अभी अभी आ रही है सबकी. नारायण, शैबान, नाज, शुभम. चलो बहुत बढ़िया. Let's talk about the feedback. So introduction was on point. I don't think I have feedback for that. It was on point. Why audit? Again, like very good answer. Interesting field here. You mentioned about the technical topics also. Okay. Overall, you did amazing. There are a few things that I'd like to tell. जो आपने वो बताया था YPWC वाला आंसर ठीक था, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी आंसर में, राइट? बट ऐसा लग रहा था आपने वेबसाइट से पढ़कर बस बोल दिया है, राइट? सो एग्जैक्टली मत कॉपी करो. टॉक अबाउट द पीपल. ठीक है, टॉक अबाउट द पीपल ऑल्सो. दैट it'll be a great opportunity to work with esteemed professionals who have so many years of experience, correct? And learning side by side with them under their shadow will be a great opportunity for me to excel in my career as well, right? Right. And then not on your resume, that was the blunder for you actually. वो वाला jealousy, never mention about that. I know you were very honest while doing that, but never do that. Never mention about like negative emotions, jealousy specifically, correct? It is understood that work field में jealousy होना, it's very obvious and a lot of people have it also, and it's healthy jealousy. कि थोड़ा सा होता है ना कि हाँ, we look up to that person, and so that's definitely there, but do not mention it. Think of a new weakness, correct? And one other thing that you mentioned, short-term, long-term goals के बारे में you mentioned about industrial training. My recommendation is do not mention about your industrial training. Reason being उन्हें लग जाएगा कि अरे ये तो चला जाएगा, एक साल काम करेगा फिर चला जाएगा, तो इसको क्या हायर करना है? They want person जो 2 साल 3 साल टिके. अभी तो चलो 2 साल की हो जाएगी अब थोड़े टाइम में 8. So do not, even though आप जब जाओगे वो रोकेंगे भी नहीं आपको, but do not mention it. मतलब क्यों करना है mention? ऐसा तो है नहीं कि वो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग लगवाने में हेल्प कर देगा इंटरव्यूअर आपकी, नहीं ना? सो लाइक एब्सटेन फ्रॉम इट. एंड इम्पेयरमेंट ऑफ एसेट्स, थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल ब्रश अप कर लेना. चैलेंजेस वाला क्वेश्चन अच्छा लगा मुझे, ठीक है? दैट वाज अ गुड क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली, बट यू कैन मे बी रीफ्रेम इट अ लिटिल बिट. इंस्टेड ऑफ लाइक सेइंग कि can I get any challenges, like ask that how can I excel in this particular field. मतलब मैं जिस प्रोफाइल में जा रहा हूँ, start audit, how can I excel, what additional resources will I get which can help me gain more skills, या फिर ऐसे करके, and what will be the learning and growth opportunities, ऐसे करके आप पूछ सकते हो, ठीक है? rather than just like mentioning कि can I get any challenges ऐसे करके, right? Overall, good job done. Just brush up with your technical stuff a bit. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Do we have any questions, or we can, what if your team member is not contributing to what will you do? Ma'am, I saw this online, so I don't know the options. So Asim, don't worry. This is a psychometric question, and definitely इसमें जो है आपके होने चाहिए. तो आप बता सकते हो, see, we can only, आप इसमें ये बोल सकते हो कि when we are doing a project, it's more about teamwork, right? And at times, if there are situations where the other team member is not able to contribute because of personal reason, emergency reasons, then definitely it becomes the responsibility of other team member to make it up for them, right? अगर वो जानबूझ के कोई नहीं कर रहा है, then definitely आप बोल सकते हो, I'd like to report it to the manager later on after the project is done, right? And हाँ, और जो आप अपने जो आपका मेंबर है, लाइक एज अंकित इज सजेस्टिंग, आपका जो मेंबर है जो कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं कर रहा, आप उनको बोल सकते हो, सी दिस इज अ टीम वर्क एंड योर एफर्ट्स एंड योर कंट्रीब्यूशन विल बी वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट टू कंप्लीट द प्रोजेक्ट. तो आप उनको भी थोड़ा सा अलग से जाके बात कर सकते हो. एंड अदर देन दैट, लाइक दिस इज द आंसर दैट यू कैन राइट और गिव. ओके, डू वी हैव एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस? बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत ही ज्यादा मजा आया आज के सेशन में. वी हैड 3 इंटरव्यूज. आज तक का बेंचमार्क था ये. आज तक हमने अभी लास्ट बेंचमार्क वाज 2 इंटरव्यूज, बट टुडे वी टुक 3 इंटरव्यूज. सो ग्रेट वर्क. And I really appreciate each and every person who came here, attended the session, and especially the ones who took the initiative to give mock interview. And I wish you all the best, Som, Navnath, and इमरान. तो जितने भी लोग थे जिन्होंने भी अपना इंटरव्यू, जिनके अभी आने वाले हैं, ऑल द बेस्ट. इफ यू गाइस हैव एनी डाउट्स, प्लीज शूट देम राइट नाउ. एंड ऑसम, आई होप आप सभी को भी सेशन अच्छा लगा होगा. चलो, how to answer an answer not known. If you don't know the answer, just tell them I don't know. Simply जैसे नवनाथ ने भी बोला, I'm sorry, but I don't know the answer to the question. या फिर for example, I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall this concept at the moment. कुछ टेक्निकल पूछ लिया और आपको पता नहीं है, तो आप बोल सकते हो I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall the concept at the moment. So ऐसा करके आप बोल सकते हो. या फिर कुछ ऐसा पढ़ सकते हो, I'm sorry, I haven't I haven't been introduced to this particular topic as of now. Thanks for asking. I will definitely do my homework and research about it a little bit. Okay, ऐसे करके आप बोल सकते हो. How to prepare for the technical and how much? टेक्निकल के लिए सोमनाथ, आप अपना जो आपके रीसेंट अमेंडमेंट्स हैं वो पढ़ के जाइए, अपने करंट अफेयर्स डेफिनेटली. एंड आपका जो ऑडिट में इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शंस हैं, जैसे कुछ कंटेंट में बता सकती हूँ. अगर आप स्टार्ट ऑडिट के लिए जा रहे हैं तो इंडेस आपका 109, 115, 116. ठीक है. जो ऑडिट के कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, जो स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑन ऑडिटिंग है, उसमें बेसिकली पढ़ के जाना वॉक थ्रू ऑडिट, कंट्रोल टेस्टिंग, जो मैंने आपसे पूछा था, इम्पेयरमेंट ऑफ एसेट्स, कारो, ये सारा पढ़ के जाना. ठीक है. और जो ऑडिट असर्शंस हैं, दैट इज एन इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, उसके बारे में भी पढ़ के जाना. करेक्ट. LODR रेगुलेशंस, उनके बारे में पढ़ के जाना. सो ये सब चीजें हैं. एंड राइट, इंडेस तो अभी पढ़ा ही नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ा सा ब्रश अप कर लेना ऊपर से. आपके उसमें होगा इंडेस, डेफिनेटली होगा थोड़ा बहुत तो. सो व्हेन यू विल गिव इंटरव्यू, तब तक तो आ जाएगा कोर्स में. ठीक है, चलो. Right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And with this, we end today's session. It was a lovely session and enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you so much. And मिलेंगे आपसे next session में जल्द ही. तब तक के लिए नमस्ते, bye bye, and take care.